What's up, everybody? It's your boy Blackbeard, and I'm here with another video. Today we have a Tsareena Master Guide. This Pokemon is a very strong Pokemon, and we're about to go over her today. I've been playing her for a couple weeks now. I'm about to break down how to use this character properly and most effectively. So let's now get to it. So Tsareena is a physical attacker, melee range all around her. She applies a lot of damage, has a lot of defense, and has a lot of mobility, like most of the all-arounders in this game. Let's start off with her passive. Her passive is Oblivious. When a hindrance is inflicted on Bone Sweet, Steenie, decrease the duration of the effect. So pretty much what that means is every time Tsareena is hindered, she doesn't get hindered as long as other Pokemons do. So if it's like 1 second for a stun, probably she's stunned for maybe 0.5 seconds instead of the full second. That's huge, as she's supposed to be an in and out type of character, and that's what you want her to be with. So the fact that she doesn't get stunned or CC'd as long, that's amazing. Her passive ability, which this is what makes or breaks a Tsareena player. All the good Tsareena players, they will know how to use this passive to the best of their ability, and all the bad ones, you can pretty much tell that they're bad because they're not capitalizing on Tsareena's survivability just because of this passive. So what this passive does is when a hindrance is inflicted on Tsareena, decrease the duration of the effect. Using a boosted attack or move grants 1 stack of Queenly Majesty to Tsareena. After gaining 3 stacks, the Queenly Majesty buff is applied to Tsareena for a short time, which allows one of Tsareena's moves to be reused. Amazing. These uses do not share the same cooldown as the base move, dealing increased damage and applying an additional effect based on the moves used. So Queenly Majesty is an amazing move. That's to be honest, I would say this is one of the best passives in the game, only because it does keep her alive a ton. So I just love this passive. So now let's go to Tsareena's basic attacks. Becomes a boosted attack with every 3rd attack, lunging at an enemy, dealing damage and lowering their defense for a short time. So for all the Tsareena players that's trying to learn how to use Tsareena, you want to use Tsareena's basic attacks with her passive to abuse her passive, because like you guys see right here, the boosted attack does lower the enemy's defense, making you do more damage to your enemies. So, and it also increases stacks, so that's another plus. So you want to abuse your basic attacks with your Queenly Majesty passive, but I'll go get into more detail with that throughout the video. All right, so let's go to Razor Leaf. So pelts leaves in a designated direction, dealing damage to enemies hit. The critical hit of this move is higher than that of a basic attack. This attack is crits just a ton. Like the amount of times this move crits is actually kind of ridiculous, and when it does crit, it hurts really bad. So this is actually a really good move, really good Razor Leaf. It's just a short range, that's the only negative with it, but it does hurt, so I'll take it. Triple Axle and Stomp. Let's start with Triple Axle. Tsareena spin kicks 3 times in a designated direction, dealing damage to enemies. Landed hits add a Triple Axle buff stack. The stacks last for 5 seconds and decay together. During the duration of the buff, basic attack speed is increased depending upon the number of stacks, caps at 3. In addition, all damage dealt by basic attacks or Triple Axle during the buff is increased by 5% per stack, which that stack does stack at 6. So 6 times 5, you guys, that's 30% that's 30% buff with Triple Axle altogether when maxed out. That is huge. And when this move is in the passive Queenly Majesty's effect, restores HP each time the enemy kicks. So for each kick that Tsareena does, Tsareena gains a ton of health. They actually recently just nerfed the amount of health that she gets, but it's still an amazing amount. This Pokemon is still strong even after the nerfs. And as you guys can see, her scaling is pretty huge. Look at this. Like, this is massive, 114%. Like, that's just ridiculous. And then Stomp, Tsareena jumps up high and attacks enemies their feet. When this move hits, deal damage to enemies and leave them unable to act for a short time. With the Queenly Majesty effect, restores HP when this move hits. So it's the same thing as Triple Axle. The only difference is Stomp only hits twice, and Triple Axle hits 3 times. So you actually sort of get more heals when you use Triple Axle, which again we'll get through that later on throughout the video. I'll go in more detail with that. So the next set of moves is Rapid Spin. Tsareena spins in a designated direction, dealing damage to an enemy hit. When this move hits, increases Tsarena's movement speed for a short time. This is a good AoE damage move. It's pretty basic. You just, spin the wind type of move. A lot of range, so a very good move on Tsareena. Good start off secondary move. So next move, Trop Kick. Perform a flying kick in a designated direction, dealing damage to enemies hit and decreasing their attack for a short time. Enemies that make contact with the flying kick wake receive damage and have their movement speed decreased for a short time. Queenly Majesty effect with it grants Tsareena a shield when this move is used. So you get a shield when you use Trop Kick. Glassy Glide. Tsareena slides in the designated direction, dealing damage to enemies hit and decreases their movement speed for a short time. This is followed by an attack in the opposite direction, dealing damage and shoving enemies hit. Grants Tsareena a shield when this move is used. So it's Trop Kick and Glassy Glide applies the same effect when the Queenly Majesty is active. All right, so now let's go to Queen Ascendance. This is Tsarena's Unite move. She unlocks this at level 9. Tsareena leaps towards an enemy from the opposing team and kicks it high into the air before showering it with a series of kicks while airborne, dealing damage to them. The moment Tsareena lands on the ground, recovers HP. While airborne, the enemy that is being kicked and Tsareena are not affected by other moves. So this gives Tsareena invulnerability. Not only does it give this Tsareena invulnerability while she's in the air, the enemy that's being attacked cannot come out of the move. Full heal doesn't work against this move. A Wigglytuff's shield doesn't work against this move. You're just literally stuck inside the animation. There's nothing you can do about it. Like it says, it's a sure hit. There's no way. The only way to avoid this move is to predict that the Tsareena player that you're going against is about to use it, and then you use full heal or a Wiggly ult to prevent Tsareena from, using her Unite move. And that's it. So this is the Tsareena guide. You guys can go to the unitedb.com to look at this website yourself and look at them, play around with the stats to see exactly how much damage and HP she has per level. As you guys can see, at level 11 she gains 20% critical hit rate naturally. So now let's go to some gameplay and some tips. Be right back. All right, hello everybody, this is Tsareena. So we're here in the training mode right now. Let's go start off with the items that I use. The items that I use is Muscle Band. That's probably the main item on Tsareena. Everything else is kind of switchable. Buddy Barrier and Focus Band, you could sort of switch Buddy Barrier for Razor Claw. I just don't have Razor Claw leveled up, so right now I'm using Buddy Barrier right now for the time being. And let's get to it. All right, guys, so with Tsareena, she doesn't get her Queenly Majesty passive until she turns into Tsareena. So we're just gonna go start off with Boon Sweet's main abilities, which is the first one is Razor Leaf. This move does a ton of damage, crits a lot. They actually nerfed it recently, so that's one issue that you kind of have with it. But the move still does a ton of damage and it crits really easily. So that's Razor Leaf right there. The next move, pretty short range actually. You guys can see short range, but it's good enough. The next move is Rapid Spin. It's just a generic spin move. That's it. It's just kind of like an AoE move that you kind of do to, I guess, kind of close range, close the distance between you and the enemy, or even get away and do a little bit of damage. So that's Razor Leaf and Rapid Spin. So now let's go level up. All right, next we're gonna start with Triple Axle and Glassy Glide. This is the main abilities that needs to be used on Tsareena. So let's go start with that. First, since now we're actually a Tsareena, she has her Majesty passive. So in order to get her Majesty passive, you can either use your boosted attack, which is your third auto. And as you guys see, the blue bar at the top is going up. And see, so now she has her Queenly Majesty passive. So that's that. The next way she can go gain her Queenly Majesty passive is to use her abilities. So as you guys can see, every ability that I'm doing, she's getting one. And then here goes her third boosted attack. And she gets another one. And that's that. Triple Axle is just an AoE move with Tsareena, and it just closes the distance again and does AoE damage as well. Next move is Glassy Glide. Glassy Glide hits the enemy. It's like a dash, but then knocks the enemy back towards your team. This is a very good move, very annoying, really annoying, as it does slow after the knockback. Certain characters that don't have a lot of mobilities won't be able to get out of that move at all. Like it's it's a very good move. You guys also can cancel these abilities out. So as you guys can see, you see that back, see how that kickback is. You guys can cancel that to kind of keep going. So let's go with that, and then you guys could cancel it with Triple Axle. So that creates deadly combos right there. We can go, I can burst down this Ninetales fairly easy. And look, as you guys can see, I was almost dead and I just comboed and healed back up with Triple Axle. So with Queenly Majesty, what it pretty much does is your abilities gets boosted, and it also applies extra effects to all your moves. So the boosted effect for Triple Axle is that you heal more, and the boosted effect for Glassy Glide is that you gain a shield. So both of these abilities together, it pretty much makes you tanky, and it makes sense why Tsareena is in the all-around class. All right, so the next moves we're gonna go over with Tsareena is Trop Kick and Stomp. What Trop Kick does is it dashes pretty much through the enemy, and any enemy that it hits, they get their attack damage lowered, and also they are slowed. It's pretty much the same as Glassy Glide without the extra pushing the enemies backwards after you're done with the animation. It's still a good ability. It's just not as good as Glassy Glide. Glassy Glide is still a better option. And the next move is Stomp. So what Stomp does is it does an AoE damage to everybody in the surrounding area. And once it has the Queenly Majesty ability active, it also heals just like Triple Axle. And the only difference is that since this move only attacks twice and Triple Axle attacks 3 times, that's why Triple Axle is better. And not only that, Triple Axle closes the distance while Stomp doesn't. So that's why Triple Axle is definitely the better option than Stomp. Me personally, I just like the animation for Stomp. The animation is cool. It's just that if you're trying to win a game, a series game, the better option is Triple Axle. All right, so let's go over Tsareena's Unite move. So what Tsarena's Unite move does is it's pretty standard. You just target an enemy, and you can only target human enemies. And then whoever you target, they get thrown in the air, and you just combo them and knock them back down to the ground. Pretty standard. While you're in this animation, the enemy cannot be they can't be removed from it. They can't be full heal. They can't full heal. They can't be wiggly tough ulted. They can't be anything. You can't even heal them. I can't. If you're the Eldegoss player on your team, can't put a cotton guard on them. Literally, they can't do anything. They can't be targeted or nothing. And it's pretty basic. One of the best animations in the game, in my opinion, and that is Tsareena. All right, and that's it, guys. This is Tsareena. Tsareena is an all-around character, a very strong pick. The best position for this character is definitely the jungle. As of right now, Lucario is still meta. Lucario until the devs does something with Lucario, that character will remain meta in top lane. So the best position for her by far is the jungle. So this is your boy Blackbeard, the Professor, and I'm out. Peace. Ha ha! Your boy is out.